It's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of the syndicated talk show, People of Distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, alcoleenterprises.com for more info. Email me through benji@alcoleenterprises.com if you'd like to get involved with what we have going. And as always, please continue to like and follow our broadcasts. People of Distinction is internationally syndicated solely due to the love and support that you all continue to give. We're available across all major distributors, and as long as you keep following, we're going to continue to put out the content. Now sit back and strap in, because on the line with us today, we have the impressive Dr. Gopal Dorai. Now, Dr. Dorai has written an incredible book that you're going to want to run and pick up, okay? It's entitled Decisions for Living: Strategies for Making Smart Decisions Throughout Life. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's a lot of other places, but the one-stop shop for it all, that's his personal website. Check out decisionsforliving.com to gather more information on him, on his books, hyperlinks set up to take you to the purchasing pages. Man, I'm telling you, it's really where you got to check out. Again, that's decisionsforliving.com. And I quickly want to take this opportunity and point out the fact that he was brought to us by Citi of Books. So for writers out there listening in who have gone through their process and now you find yourself in a precarious position. You find yourself in a difficult position because now you need assistance moving the book you just worked so tirelessly to create. If that's you, head on over to cityofbooks.com and gather all of the ways that their fantastic team is well equipped to help you do just that. And listen, people, it is an absolute pleasure to have Dr. Dorai here on the line with us. Man, let's be real for a second, okay? Most self-help books, man, listen, they make you feel good while you read them, and then unfortunately you put them down and you forget everything by dinner. Who else has been there, right? I'll be the first to admit it, right? I've read them all and I've gone through that process, and it happens to me as well. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is that no one ever taught you how to think and only what to think? Now follow me here for a second, people, because there is such an important delineation right there, okay? And our guest today, Dr. Dorai, man, he is an economist who got tired of watching smart people make messy decisions. So he decided to do something about it, and he wrote the manual that we all wish we had at 18. I know I wish, man. Like, so many things possibly could have been avoided had I had my hands on this book. That's neither here nor there. Bottom line is we got it now, and today we're going to uncover. We're getting into the trenches of how the brain actually works when it's under pressure. Sit back, strap in, get ready for this phenomenal discussion. You're going to want to have your notebooks ready because there's going to be some gems that you're going to get. By the time we've concluded, you're going to run and purchase your copies. Here we go. Dr. Dorai, first and foremost, welcome to the network, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you for help interviewing me and having this conversation. I am very happy to provide all the information that readers in the future will want.
We're looking forward to it. Now, let's start off at that ground floor. First and foremost, Dr. Dorai, tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background.
I was born in a remote rural village in southern India, and I worked hard with my parents to cultivate rice and vegetables. Mm-hmm. We had a hard life. I went to high school walking because I could not take the bus. I could not afford the bus fare. I graduated from high school, and then I moved to in Hyderabad, which is a city in central India, and I started working as well as continuing my education there.
Well, now fast forwarding here to your book, Decisions for Living. Tell us a little bit more about really your journey in writing it and what inspired you to put it out for the public.
I have always been interested in decision making because as a result of my own personal experiences, I figured that making good decisions is the most important way to get ahead in life,
Yeah.
to improve the quality of life, because quality of life is what really matters to have a fulfilling and interesting and happy life. The question is, what kind of decisions will promote a good quality of life? That's why I started thinking about writing this book.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we're going to dive into the weeds now, Dr. Dorai. I love it. Thank you. Listen, upon doing research, we came across the Midwest Book Review. And in that review, it mentions that decisions are quote unquote agents of change. Now, I like that categorization, and I'm going to continue to play along that here for a second. If the decisions that we make every day are the vehicle, what is the fuel behind it? Like, what is the power that makes it, right? Is it our values? Is it our fears, our goals, or something else entirely that ultimately propels us from one life stage to the next?
The most important factor that contributes to people wanting to make decisions is the desire for change. For whatever reason, you may be dissatisfied with your status quo, and therefore you think, if I do something to change the way life is going on right now, I might be better off. At least that is the hope that propels people to make decisions. And those decisions, they think, will take them to where they want to go.
You know, listen, I think you're bringing up something that I think is key and really unique, given the time of day that we're in, right? Like, we're immersed in a digital world where people are so accustomed, to receiving instant gratification. And we're also, a lot of times, victims of what is called, paralysis through analysis, right? And when we connect it to your book, I think it's interesting, man, because you promise, like, there's the phrase that captures a lot of this is this one size fits all. This formula that way. But your book promises not one, it promises a variety of strategies. And I love that because, of course, we understand that everybody has different circumstances, different decisions. So you can't just have one path that is supposed to be synonymous with everyone, right? In a world that is saturated with that one size fit all formula for success, what was the catalyst for your belief that decision-making proficiency requires a diverse toolkit rather than that single master key?
Well, everyone's life circumstances are unique and different from one another. Therefore, whatever decisions you make must fit your life, your values, your circumstances, and your needs. That means you should not and cannot copy somebody else, no matter how famous, how well-known those people are. Unfortunately, many people make decisions based on what they think a celebrity or an influencer or a well-known personality has done or is doing. Also, unfortunately, those influencers think they can give advice to individuals who they do not know. This can result in a disaster. Before you make any decision, you must very clearly think, is this decision going to help me? Am I copying somebody else without knowing whether their advice will fit my circumstances?
Dr. Dorai, I'll tell you, listen, man, a decision that everybody needs to make right now is they need to head on over to Amazon and Barnes & Noble. They need to head on over to decisionsforliving.com and they need to purchase this book. Like, already I can tell just within a few minutes that we've been discussing, This is something that is remarkably informative and can truly be life-changing if we take the opportunity to do it. And that if is where I want to go next, man, because let's call a spade, Dr. Dorai. We live in a world full of procrastinators, okay? And it's that old adage, like you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, all right? You got to have that desire and that need yourself. But let's start there for a second, man, and let's offer some great advice for them. For the chronic procrastinator that is reading your book, what is the single most important, let's say the most important mindset shift that they need to make early on, right? The first 20 pages of reading your book that's going to help keep them engaged and help keep them hopeful that change is possible.
The most important thing to do is to make sure that the decision you are about to make fits the problem that you want to solve. There is a saying that you should not have square figures in round holes.
Yeah.
Because a square does not fit properly into a round surface. On the other hand, a round circle will be a better fit in a square hole. In fact, I drew a picture or two pictures of a circle in a square and a square in a circle. And I actually introduced this picture in my book to demonstrate that the problem needs the right solution. If you do not make the right decision or have the right solution to your problem, it's going to not work. Therefore, you must think very clearly, am I making the right decision or the right solution for this problem?
Dr. Dorai, my final question here as we close out, man, like it might not work necessarily in the way that I'm going to state it, but if it doesn't, we can easily switch it. But I want to ask, like, if you had the opportunity to jump in a time machine and you can go back and you could interact with a 21-year-old Gopal, and you were able to offer advice, offer wisdom to him. Now, the reason why I say it might not work is because you started off the interview by saying you've always been in this state of mind. You've always been working towards this. So maybe a lot of the notions, man, even at 20 years old, you were like, Benji, I was figuring it out, right? I was dissecting it and understanding it. So if it doesn't work necessarily for you, let's change the framework and put it towards another 20-year-old. What would be a piece of advice that you would either, again, offer to a young Gopal or offer to another 20-year-old that is embarking upon this in terms of the importance of decisions and how they should be viewing things?
A good example would be to say that many students or many potential students contemplating college will go to a college where a neighbor, a friend, or a relative might have gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what that will result in may be unhappiness, because what prompted your neighbor or friend to go to a college may not be the right fit for you. In fact, a student can become very unhappy in a bad social setting. If there are a lot of rich people in the campus spending a lot of money and you are not able to do it, you might feel very sad. And therefore, or on the other hand, if the college curriculum is very difficult for you to follow, you will fail in those courses. So before you think, I want to go to Harvard, you must think, will I be able to do all the work that particular college might want me to do? So there has to be a right fit between who you are and the college you are going to attend.
People, man, listen. Okay. First of all, let me just say this again. All right. You know where you got to go to pick up the book. All right. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's decisionsforliving.com. head on over there and understand that, like, the analogy that I'm thinking of is the iceberg. Like, we in our discussion today, we showcased the tip of that iceberg, but trust me and believe me when I tell you, there's so much left underneath the surface of the water. And that's why you got to pick up your copies, because it sounds like a very simple concept. And really, when you stop and think about it, sure, we understand that every single thing that we call life right now is simply a chain of decisions that we made yesterday, right? I mean, the job that we have, the person we love, the place we sleep at night, they're all results of choices that we've made, yet most of us navigate those crossroads completely blindfolded. And it's not even to cast aspersions like so many of us do. It's more so bringing awareness to it. So trust me, man, like, if you feel stuck, it's not because you lack options. It's really because you lack a framework. Dr. Dorai just handed us the tools to stop guessing and start deciding with purpose. And remember, man, your next chapter doesn't depend on your circumstances. It depends on the choices you make in the next 24 hours. And one of the first decisions you should make is heading on over and purchasing this book. Go make them count. Start your education today. Get it as a gift for someone else to embark upon that journey with you. And I promise you, your future selves are going to look back and they're going to be grateful for the decision that you made today. Dr. Dorai, this has been an absolute honor, man. Such a pleasure and wonderfully educational. Thank you once again for being a guest on People of Distinction.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Making the right decision is the key to a happy, fulfilling, rewarding life.